Steve, guess what? T-Rex goes down the stairs now. Come on. He's getting better. Yay. Good boy, T-Rex. Oh man, it's freezing outside, but just barely freezing. It's not bad at all, is it, T-Rex? You want to start your Sunday? I'd say that's an affirmative. Yes, please. Steve, after you. Saw Mitt around here somewhere, but I guess Mitt's not common. Mitt's more of an indoor cat, although in the summer he loves to escape out. Oh yes, the aroma of that furry little black and white creature. I smell skunk, the odor of musk. That should get Rex really going. So the flag was still for a time this morning. That big snow squall that everyone got yesterday missed here. Spent a lot of time in the backyard with my tripod and Rex and Steve waiting for that snow squall that didn't come. That was disappointing. But it's hard to emphasize how fascinating and unusual the weather pattern has been and continues to be and looks like it's going to be into the future. Let's go back to that foot of snow near Allentown, Pennsylvania yesterday. That low now out over the ocean at 985 millibars. And look at the arrow above developing hurricane force again. Kind of curved toward the north on the backside of what was the clipper from here Wednesday night. That was 997 then, now down to 975. These are extreme storms. Well, Steve's found something to chase. The wind is just picking up right now. So anyhow, one of the reasons that surprise snow happened was because of the extreme of the different air masses with such cold air in Canada, some of the coldest air on Earth, and such warm air over the Bahamas. And the gradient between those two temperature zones creates the jet stream aloft up at 200 millibars or 35,000 feet. The balloon that went up over Baltimore, weather balloons go up every day, that's how we do the forecasts, measured a wind of 265 miles per hour near 35,000 feet. They said that was one of the strongest on record. And then somebody in an airplane, forget your name, sorry, crossing the Atlantic on his way from Baltimore to Qatar, said the airspeed in the airplane was 800 miles per hour. That's how fast they were flying in that jet stream with a tailwind. Now, if you think about it, remember yesterday I showed the wind on Block Island was from the northeast at about 10 miles an hour. So you have very little wind down here near the ground, but up in the sky, your wind is 200 miles an hour. So that's gonna suck the air upward. Vertical velocity. The air is racing upward with a subtle boundary on the surface and a fairly weak low pressure system. The upper level wind was the reason, probably, we're still going to be studying this forever, that we ended up with a foot of snow near Allentown, Pennsylvania with a forecast of 2 or 3 inches. So this is what I've been talking about the last couple of weeks, how there's just such a dynamic in the atmosphere with the cold in Canada and the warmth from the Gulf of Mexico into the Atlantic Ocean. The earth is getting warmer, but the cold is fighting back. Anyhow, that extreme, why don't we show it in motion here? Yeah, I should show, am I showing it in motion already? The mustard color is the extreme strong wind aloft. And the gradient between the cold and the warm can just trigger any little system, become a big system very quickly. All these systems that are going by here, one every 24 to 36 hours, are ramping up over the Atlantic Ocean. Now the jet stream shows the trough here late in the week and then some ridge trying to build in here on days 8 to 10. That would be to close out February. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, 27th, 28th. This year is a leap year, so February 29th is on a Thursday, and there's going to be warm air on our doorstep. But we have a long way to go to get there, don't we? Let's start back at today. Clouds up in the sky, instability, there's Virga. And it's warm air advection today. There's low pressure to our north, 997 low, and 1027 to 1020 to our south. Warm air advection, yes. But on Mount Washington last night, not as cold as I thought. It only got to 13 below zero, only 13 below zero, with a wind gust of 106 miles per hour, making it a tie for the coldest air so far this season in the sky over New England, and the temperature obviously at Mount Washington. And now the flag from the west-southwest with high pressure to our south and low pressure to our north. Technically it's warm air advection, but the air is already so cold, not really that warm a day, is it? But there's subsidence with the high to the south and then the lift to the north. So as that low goes by, a warm front goes by northern New England today. That's the reason for day 8 in a row of snow in New England. Jay Peak snowed hard again this morning. I think they stopped keeping track, but we're over 20 inches in the last 48 hours. Oh boy, the wind is really ramping up. So yeah, trying to keep a handle on what the wind is doing, which direction, how strong, makes a big difference in your forecast. So the wind's coming out of the west-southwest today, and we're warming up back to the mid-30s. Even the top of Mount Washington's warming up dramatically, above 0. Is that a bird right there? Or just a pretty rock? Can't tell. Pretty rock alert, pretty rock alert. All right. So you get some snow showers crossing northern New England today, and then we get into maybe tranquil weather. We can have a building high pressure system. Let's look at the temperatures on the west side of Hudson Bay this morning. It's 20 to 30 below 0. That's the high pressure system that's coming at us. And it's going to be a strengthening high in convergent flow aloft. When it's convergent flow aloft, that pushes the air down, and that causes strengthening high pressure. And it's a high barometer cold. So by Monday night and Tuesday, the sun should come back tomorrow. And after a windy start, I think we're going to see the wind die down quickly tomorrow afternoon. Then Tuesday, the high is right over us, around about 10:32, and it's getting a little stronger. So radiational cooling tomorrow night. So we'll have the single numbers, and where there's snow on the ground, could go sub-0. Especially, it will go sub-0 in northern New England Tuesday morning. And then very light wind, probably sunny and beautiful on Tuesday. Great ski day if you get a ski vacation in New England this week. And then that high is only slow to move east, and as it gradually moves into the Gulf of Maine, watch Wednesday morning, the coldest air will be on Cape Cod, where there's snow on the ground. And on Cape Cod on Wednesday morning, if not Tuesday morning, I think we're going to have the coldest so far this season. So like all waves, eventually we're going to get out of this cold and stormy wave, right? Well, maybe, kinda. Watch what happens now Thursday. This is a change to the forecast. It looks like another occluded front trying to come in here. Thursday, that'll be the second Wednesday night. Oh yeah, that ocean storm tries to miss now. All the guidance has shifted that ocean storm to the east on Wednesday. Sorry. Backtracking. Now Thursday, we have one of those sort of occluded low pressure systems coming right across New England. You can't really see it except for the fact that there's some blue on there and some green on there. And now here's a change to the Friday forecast. It's going to keep changing until we get there. It is one low to our north, pretty strong low to our north, a weaker low to our south, but they're both sub 999, so they're both strong. And it looks like rain trying to cross southern New England on Friday, with an Arctic boundary lagging behind, then very cold air and windy on Friday night into Saturday, with another clipper and a Norland trough trying to miss us to the south next Saturday. That's all wrong. The only thing that's right about that is the fact that there's going to be another burst of Arctic air aloft coming at us with an ocean storm, and we can't really tell because the ingredients now for both of these systems are one's in the North Pacific and others in the South Pacific. I mean, and part of the blocking in the Atlantic that's occurring all is going to play a role. I'm saying major storm in the Northeast here next Friday or Saturday. There's the wind behind me. Is that a helpful wind or not a helpful wind when it comes to my forecast? I'm not sure. The systems are all lined up coming across the Pacific Ocean and coming across North America. This is going to be going into week 17 of coast-to-coast snow. I didn't plan on doing it, but I just set myself into it. So I have to show the 10-day on the Euro, which I think is underdone in the snowfall department here in the Northeast in the next 10 days. I looked at some of the other guidance, and it all shows the warmer air trying to come at us around the 27th and 28th, but other guidance still has a storm on Friday, and the Canadian guidance, if you want to see something that keeps it cold, actually has snow here around the day 10 or so, which would be about February 27, 28. So it's not a lock, but it's going to warm up, of course, after this bout of cold air. But how much? That's still a big question. So I spent a lot of time yesterday in the backyard waiting for it to snow, and I'm making a ton of time lapse. Probably have about a half-hour video, and guess what? I'm just going to throw all that video away because it didn't snow here. I mean, it's snow squall warnings to the north. They had snow squall warnings to the south. On Cape Cod, Chuck Stockdale says, yeah, got a third of an inch of snow in like 5 minutes, right around sunset, and then the sun came back. So Cape Cod in the snow zone. I think that's, if you count yesterday morning, then yesterday afternoon, it's the third, fourth time it snowed on Cape Cod in the last 5 days. Right here in Weymouth, in my backyard, is one of the only areas in southern New England with no snow on the ground. One of the only areas in all of New England with no snow on the ground now. I guess that's good. Oh yeah, I checked the worm farm too. I think I might save a snippet of that worm farm video. Anyhow, it's Sunday. It's not boring. It's getting windy. There's a front going by. And these animals are so cute. It's hard to say, see ya. But, see ya! Here's the Enmore, all from yesterday. Aw, Rex, we like the sunshine. Yeah. 1:45 p.m., Saturday, February 15th. We've got the blue sky, sunny breaks, percolating in the atmosphere. I talked a lot about low barometer cold and instability because it's so cold up in the sky, but what I didn't mention was why that's so unstable. Because warmer air, 37 degrees down here on the ground, 0 degrees up on top of Mount Washington, warm air is less dense than cold air. So warm air is going to want to rise in a cold environment with plenty of moisture that's going to cool and condense and make these cumulonimbus clouds. Snow showers coming across Worcester right now. And you can see the snow reaching the ground just west of the Blue Hill right there. So we're going to have a little snow shower coming in here. And it's leading edge of a new batch of even colder air, both up in the sky and down near the ground, and it's going to get much more windy after having a nice calm morning. Watching the birds, watching the mergansers and gulls. 2:30, I'm a little bummed out. We had a real good squall go through Worcester just now. The visibility went down to 0 for a minute, wind gust to 30 miles an hour. And now we've got a little snow flurry going over Boston. Well, although you can't see the building, so maybe it is a snow shower. But the heavy snow squall is going down 495 through Hopkinton. And there's another one north in Lowell, and there's just some gap between them headed for me. So I don't get it, even though a few people got it. Steve in Shrewsbury got it for a second there on one of our web cameras. They call it ours, even though he bought it. It's our technology. And we're watching. We're making time lapse. It'll be a fun time lapse regardless. A snow squall warning was just issued here now. Just came out the door a few seconds ago and I couldn't see it was just north of us. And now it's snowing and the sun is out. Are we going to get a squall? I'm going to have to go get T-Rex and Steve and see if we can get a squall. No wind right now. Looks like it's headed down 495 just to our south. We'll see. Snow squall warning in effect now here at 2:45, but I think it's going to miss us just off to the south. I'm going to let T-Rex out and you can see what it looks like when he runs out from this side of the camera. Of course he ran behind the camera. Oh well, I should have aimed it at the door. There's been a good gust of wind with the squall. You can see the heavier cloud way out there north of Boston. That's one appendage. No warning on that one. The one with the warning is there, passing just south of Blue Hill, I think, right this second. Instability. T-Rex, you were supposed to run in front of the camera. Oops, pardon us. There you go. What do you think, Rex? What do you think? Where's the ball? Want to play ball? Want to do a little time-lapse ball playing? I don't think we're going to get a squall. It's fun to be included in the box. The Accurite weather sensor in there says it's 35 degrees and it has the lightning bolt thunderstorm. It's certainly convective. We'll see. I got it on the wide angle. So we gotta get closer, Rex, so they can see us. There's ice in there. Hear it? Ice. He lifted it up. Not easy. Well, as fast as he is. Anticipation. Oh, a snowflake. See a snowflake. We are so right on the edge. That's the updraft there in the upper left. The air going up. And sometimes you can get some back building or side building. So it's snowing a little bit. Steve just came down. He wants to go out. So let's move this. First of all, take a look at the horizon. Up there. This is all I could have hoped for today. The sun came out. We've got the bubbling cumulonimbus, little element building right over Boston there. And when these things hit the ocean, they should really take off. So Cape Cod may get in on it this afternoon. Well, it's about 3 o'clock. And there was a snow squall warning in effect. All right, now let's focus on the door. You can see what it looks like when they come out the door for weather and more each morning. And see if we don't get this camera run over here in the next second. All right, I'll show you how it works from the other side. Oh good, he's not running over the camera. Here comes Steve. All Steve ever wants to do is lay down and get a little belly rub. He rubs his belly, or I rub his belly, or I rub his back. Cat on a string, as someone told me once. We've got a cat on a string. Where you going? Cat on a string. This way. Oh. Cat doesn't always cooperate. He loves the cement. Editing these time-lapse, very time-consuming. I hope it's worth it. You think I can come up with some worms in like 5 minutes? We'll go down to the worm farm, see if it's not frozen. I found a pretty good vein putting these worms through a little thermal shock. Try not to harm any of them. How's that looking as macro? Look at that guy. See him? T-Rex is like, can I have some? I'm putting him back now. Surrounded by flaky clouds. One flake, surrounded by flakes. All right, I'm gonna shut it down again for a few seconds. Leave it right here. See if we can't get it to snow. We're missing them to the north, to the south, all around. Yeah, I'm a little dejected. Want to watch Steve watch the birds for a few seconds? This isn't even working. The birds heard me. It's a little like a skunk's back and tail, doesn't it? Different colors, but same shape. Battery's dying. So is my spirit as far as trying to get a squall to come in here. They're all around us. They're north and south and east and west. There's north. You can see the wind blowing there. Not sure what that is. Power plant maybe? Winthrop? Dennis, what's that? Looks like one is closing in on Boston. Watch my battery die right when I'm getting a snow squall. Where the snow squall is? Right there, just off to my south. And then what it looks like on radar. There's a new snow squall warning just issued just to my south. So, oh well, can't win them all, can ya? Stretches from about Blue Hill all the way down to the coast of Connecticut. And there's another one up top there in Maine. So I'll just read to you what a snow squall warning says for fun. 2:59 p.m. Saturday, February 17, 2024. National Weather Service, Boston issued a snow squall warning. Southeast Worcester County, Southwest Suffolk County, Northwest Plymouth County, Northwest Bristol County until 3:30 p.m. At 2:59 p.m., a dangerous snow squall was located along a line extending from near Weymouth, the other side of Weymouth, the south side, to Sharon, to Woonsocket, moving east at 30 miles per hour. You'd think I could at least get a wind gust, don't you? Hazard, intense bursts of heavy snow, gusty winds leading to blowing snow and visibility rapidly falling to less than 1/4 mile, wind gust to 35 miles per hour. Source, radar indicated. Impact, travel will become difficult and potentially dangerous within minutes. No doubt. I mean, it was 35 degrees, so the roads are just icing up instantly. So there's probably a lot of accidents happening right now. Not in my backyard. Unless this phone dies or I trip over the tripod. All right, so I've rolled about 20 minutes of video. Such is the nature of these bursts of snow. There's one over there. There's one over there. There's one right there. Oh, Boston just disappeared. I probably should go get my charger and try and charge up the phone. It's gonna snow for at least a second. And then the heaviest one's on the other side of the house. You can't see it over there. See the top of it. All right, Steve, can you hold this for a couple seconds while I go in and get the charger? Okay, I'll be right back. All right, the phone's plugged in. And this is how much of an edge they have. It's like one of those summer downpours where it's sunny in your house and raining across the street. So Dennis in Winthrop is getting it right now. Tim in Weymouth is watching it go by to the north. Oh. Where's Boston? Oh, it's behind the bushes because I'm near the plug outdoors. All right. Something's going to happen, right? Something. No, nothing's going to happen, Tim. One tiny cell left. All right, I'm out of here. Way too much editing. Most of my shooting today, I've done about a half hour. It's going to go into the rubbish. The edit room floor, as they say. So that one's cleared off, Boston and Quincy. There's another snow shower left way up there. Maybe I can get the birds to come back. Well, I think we at least got a bunch of birds. There's almost a solid squall line from the coast of Maine to the coast of Connecticut. It's just got this gap right over Boston and Weymouth. The sky is almost totally clear, and we've got little tiny ice crystals floating in the air here on the backside of the convection. Convection, vertical clouds, instability, warm air near the ground, cold air up in the sky, convergence, beautiful clouds, and a dose of sunshine here at the field in Hingham as it's snowing at sunset in the sun. There's no such thing as a snow bow, though. It was a squall line that stretched from Maine to Connecticut. It was just a little gap right over our town in Weymouth and now Hingham. Good night, Snow Moon. Good night, TK. See the fuzzy clouds? See the fuzzy clouds? Yeah, fuzzy clouds. Flaky fuzzy clouds. Flaky fuzzy clouds.